Kia ora, Year 9. In this video, I want to look at working with negative numbers, and we're going to start with using number lines to add and subtract when we've got negative numbers. At the end of this video, you should be well set up to do the following Dr. Frost key skills, and they're all really important ones for us to get fluent with this stuff. So these are the key skills here. So just if you're in my classes this year, go on at the end of this, set your accuracy to 8 out of 10, and do heaps and heaps of practice on them. So negative numbers sound like they might be quite hard, but they come up in real life all the time. So the first place that we see negative numbers is with temperatures, right? And in New Zealand, it doesn't get to negative numbers too often, but in other countries like the United States or Switzerland, it does go below zero. So this photo here is of Upper Hutt, and that's back in 2011 when it snowed. Pretty sure that it would have gone below zero, maybe a tiny bit around that time. Okay, so we can think about negative numbers as sitting on a number line. And when you think about a temperature gauge, we work with an up-down number line. Most of the time today, I'm going to work with the usual across one. But the most important number on that number line is at 0. Okay, so 0 degrees Celsius. And it's getting warmer when we go that way, and it's getting colder when we go this way. So the first thing that you're going to be asked to do in the Dr. Frost work is to compare two negative numbers. So if you've got -5 and -1, which number is lower? Well, it's this one here. -5 is colder, and we write that as is less than -1. The second place that I thought of where you quite often see negative numbers is in basement car parking buildings. So this is a particularly, I think, ugly looking car parking building. And this is a photo from the internet, so this is the person who took that photo. Same thing again, ground floor is usually level 0. And then we have -1, -2, -3. And then going higher up, we might have floors 1, 2, and so on. So if we want to think about negative numbers, if we start on the second floor below the basement, and we go up 3, we're going to write that as adding 3. And so this means that we're going in the positive direction. So we start here. So the first thing I do is I put my starting point on as a dot, and then I'm going up 3. Now going up 2 gets me to 0, and then I have to go 1 more. So -2 plus 3 is equal to 1. I'm going to try a bunch more on the next slide, but I'm going to use the normal horizontal number line. So what I'd like you to do if you're watching this is to draw some number lines out in your book and then work through these ones with me. And I've got 2 worksheets going up on Google Classroom to give you heaps of practice. Pretty soon, most of you should be able to drop using the number line, but if in doubt, keep on using it until you're getting them all right. So the first one here, -4 plus 3, means that I'm starting at -4, and the plus 3 means I'm going in this direction. So up 3 gets me to -1. This one here is one where I'm taking away 2. So when I see the minus sign, it's like when I start out, I'm automatically heading in the positive direction. But the negative sign here tells me to switch direction, right? And that's going to take me back to -6. Let's do another one like that. We've got -4, take away 7. We're starting at -4, and we're going down 7 back that way. That will get me down to -11. Right, now let's look at this one here, -4 plus 7. Well, again, I'm starting at -4, and I'm going this way up by 7. If I go up 4, I get to 0, and then I've got 3 more left to go up. So my answer to this one will be 3. Now this is the first one where I've got -8 plus a negative number. So if I start out here at -8, this plus is telling me to start getting ready to head in the positive direction. The negative sign is telling me to reverse that. Okay, you can think of it as a train on the tracks, and it's being told by the signals which way to go. So here we're starting at -8, and we're going to go backwards, right? Because the negative sign is telling me to go this way. So -8 plus -2, we can rewrite as -8 take away 2, which gives me -10. This one here is 8 plus -2, so we're starting at 8. And again, we're thinking we're going to go that way, but the negative sign tells me to reverse. So instead we're going this way. So 8 plus -2, we can rewrite as 8 minus 2, and that's going to give me 6. Let's look at 2 more before we do a whole bunch where we try and do them without number lines. So -8 minus -2. Well, here's -8. Now, that first takeaway is telling me that I'm going to be going back that way, but this negative is telling me to reverse that, okay? And so it means I'm going forwards by 2. So it's -8 plus 2. Whenever you see subtracting a negative number, it's going to be the same as just adding the positive number. This one here is nearly the same, except look, we're not starting at -8. So this one here worked out to be -6. We're starting at +8. So this is 8 plus 2, which is equal to 10. Now I think down here, no, next slide. Let's see, here they are. I've got a bunch for you to try. And these are from the worksheet that's on Google Classroom. But because most of you will be doing this from home, I thought I'd go through some of them now. I'm going to start doing these with only very sketchy number lines. Okay, so we're eventually going to drop the number line. You can pause the video and just pick maybe one of each of the A, B, C, D, E, and F ones to do, because the patterns are all the same. Okay, so if we're starting with this one here, -4 plus 7, I start at -4 and I'm going up 7. So I'm going to bounce in 2, up 4, and then up 3. -4 plus 7 will get me to 3. Here's one here, -5 minus 9. So we'll put 0 on. We're starting off at -5 and we're taking away 9, so we're going this way. So I go 9 back this way. So 5 and 9 is 14. I end up at -14. So -5 take away 9 is -14. Let's do one from the C questions. So let's try 6 minus 20. So 6 minus 20, here's 0. 6 minus 20, I'm starting at 6. I'm going back this way. So I'm going to hop to the 0, that's 6 gone, and I've got 14 left to go. So I get to -14. Right, 2 more. Let's pick this one, -9 plus 2. Here's my number line, there's 0. I'm starting at -9. And plus 2 means I'm going in that direction. So I'm hopping 2 and I get to -7. 1E question, -8 plus -17. So I'm going to rewrite that one straight away now as -8 take away 17. That's because I know that this is saying go forwards, this is saying go back. -8 minus 17 will give me -25. And one of the F ones, 5 minus -8 is equal to 5 plus 8, which is simply 13. Okay, so there you go. I'll just go back to the front page. If you're confident with that now, then you can go and get going on these key skills. And if you need more practice using the number lines, then there are the 2 worksheets that are going up on Google Classroom. The first one's got the number lines drawn for you, and the second one has questions like those ones that we just looked at. Thanks for watching, and email me if you've got any problems.